بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين, والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا Muhammad, Nabi al-Ummi, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome all of you to your program Fatawa Live that comes to you from the Medical Center Islamic Society in Houston, Texas. The first question: a man, his wife kinda tricked him and forced him to divorce the second wife as soon as she found out that he is married to another one. Then he decided to make khul'a, but with no arrangement with her and no compensation, because he wanted to avoid that he will be considered a divorce, because he already divorced her before that twice. Is this a good khul'a? Can he consider it a separation? He is in trouble. He doesn't know what to do. The khul'a, it has to be from the woman. A woman, she hated to live with her husband, so she wanted to free herself by giving to him whatever he spent on her and the dowry. If it is from the man, it is a divorce. That is not a separation. So it has to be on compensation, because Allah Azza wa Jal said, if you feared that they will not establish the laws of Allah, then it is okay from whatever she paid her, freed herself on it. And the khul'a has a dispute. There's two narrations of Imam Ahmad. One of them, it is accepted with no compensation. One, it won't be except by giving back the money. And this is the saying of the majority. And this is the if he did khul'a with no compensation, it's not a khul'a. But you have to look at his intention. If he intended the divorce, then it is a divorce. If he intended no divorce, then it is laghu. This is what Ibn Qudama said, Imam Ahmad, in one of the narration on him. And he considers for Abu Hanifa and Shafi'i. Ibn Qudama said, and if he did a khul'a with no compensation, there's khul'a and nothing for him. Ahmad, he had disputed this. His son Abdullah said, I asked my father, a woman told him, make khul'a. He said, I did. He said he married her and he found a new contract. It will be until what it looks that it is allowed with no compensation. And saying of Malik, because it's stopping of the marriage, so it will be the divorce. But the khul'a has to be that the woman don't need that she wants to separate from him. So she is asking her separation. If he accepted, then it happened. It is happened just like if it is with compensation. Others said that it is the khul'a. It was not from the woman. If it happened from the man, it is a divorce. That he can go back. It's not a fasakh. It's not a khul'a. And Shaykh ibn Islam, it can be with no compensation, and with it it could be either divorce or separation on one of the staying. This is the school of thought of Malik that is known about him, and so did Imam Ahmad al-Kharaqi and others. And this has two meaning here, that the return, it is the right of the husband and wife. If they accept, it will. And the other one, that it is a separation with a compensation. She accepted the living, and he accepted to take her back. and it is just like she had given away her right, like the loan, just like he had make khula on the expenditure of the or the custody of the child. The other said it can't be except with a compensation. Muhanna said that if he told her, make a divorce to yourself, she said, I did. It's not a khul except unless he intended the divorce. So with that one, you don't. It's not accepted except with a compensation. If he said it with no compensation, intended the divorce, it is a divorce that can come back to because it could be an expression of divorce. And this is saying of Abu Hanifa and Shafi'i. So the closest thing in this, it will be considered the laghu. It's not a khul'a. There's no khul'a except with the compensation. And it's not a divorce because he didn't intend the divorce. That is more lenient to the person. And if you want to guard himself and consider the khul'a, it will be separation, not divorce. And then he start a new contract to get out of the dispute. But the first statement is correct. With it, we give the fatwa. And Allah knows the best. Following question. Is the deferred dowry, do you have to pay zakah on it or no? You are given in the divorce or the death. Also, that dowry, I heard somebody said, she said that for garment is no zakah on it. The answer, there is no zakah on the deferred dowry because there is no holding of the or possession of the property. Because you need to be able to have the money and benefit from it and have the fully controlled with it. And the deferred dowry, the woman has no right to get to it until one of the things happens, either the divorce or death. And with that, there's no deferred, there's no zakah on it because she cannot hold it. And on the garments of the gold and silver, that there is some. They said there's no zakah on the garment that you use for you wear, and the one that you don't use, then you do have. But and others say no, you have to pay even if it is for garment. Final question: I had a loan that I don't pay until next year, but I don't have that money. I have two solutions: use it as a profit to me. I have to do the taxes, which is big money. Second one, I do contract with a company that I pay 40,000 for a certain period, where I will get 5% of the loan, that's the rest, and the company will pay as a profit for the company. Is the second one acceptable? I tell him, originally, that person, he is controlling his money. He can take anything he wants, whenever he wants, any way he wants. So it's not going to be no interest or any other things. That's why putting the fees on the interest from his own saving accounts or investment is no, because any increase that is conditioned, it is riba, that is very clear. But when this is increase, it's going to go back to the owner himself. So it'll be like a fabricated dowry. So it is within the acceptance, even though it looks the opposite. The following question: in summary, about the late fees. If we have to, what do we do? For the Conference of American Muslim Jurists decision about the late fees, and it says is not allowed on the loans, whether it is because of a loan that you have taken, whether it's cash, or because of a utility bill, or selling with payment. And you could use permissible way to stop the delay and force them to pay. It's okay for the late fees in all contracts that has nothing to do a certain money, like the contracts. If the Muslims had to accept that condition, like the rent and electricity and phone, then he's allowed, but he need to pay all his dues on time, so he will not fall into dealing with riba. Following question: I am in the West and my phone has a problem. I could be fixed. And Apple, they give money to uh, the occupying force and consider it like a charity. Do we have to boycott, and it's not going to be the same thing like Apple? My son, we have talked about the boycott a long time, and we have said it goes with the harm and with the interest, and you have to balance what is good and what is bad. What is forbidden from the companies that in the list that do direct help that's intentional on the uh, killing, or there's too many details on the boycott. The I will ask the control to give you the link that what we had said about this financial boycott, and we have a decision. Because most of the West companies, they supported the occupiers. So here you do a boycott of the worst that support the occupation, and more clearer in their direct, and who still continuing doing. At the end, it goes about the balance, the interest, and the harm, because you need to bring the best of good and to push away worst of evil. Anyway, inshallah, I will send you that link, inshallah. And the last decision that we have in Amja about the financial boycott, that has beautiful, detailed decisions that you're gonna be comfortable with. So please bring us your phone so we could send you the decisions through your phone. Second question about the punishment in the grave for those who do not clean from urination. Is it from not clean it, or the one who don't uh, cover? In the West, we put water, but there is some drops that comes out. My son, there's something called sinja and istijmar. You sinja for the front, or the sajmar with the stones, and you have to do 3 or 7 or whatever. And in replacement, you could use the toilet paper, which is more effective because it's more absorbent and it's more clear cleaning to the parts. Second thing, it's not that you just put the water. No, you have to do the istinja, which is to you wash it accurately. Whether it's you rub, is to just spray the water. That's for those who have Salah ball and urination, who cannot get out of the being on himself all the time, or because of a disease. But you've purified yourself after urination. You clean it with water, or you use the toilet paper 3 times, or 5 or 7, to make sure that all the drops are gone. But the profit that you could leave because of court decision, and it is more than what you should get. Usually, it's okay to ask for compensation for some loss. And what is known to take the compensation is forbidden? No, it's not. It is to forgive. It is closer to piety. Yes, whomever forgive and forgot is also is good, but you have the right to get compensation for something that can happen to you. There is rules of it. When from the and do not over exceed the level of your harm, so you can get more money. And this is something could be unfortunate estimate, but it's different. Anyway, what you have doubt about that it is beyond the normal compensation, get rid of it by taking it to the public areas with the intention to leave doubtful money, and inshallah Allah. Question about dealing with um, whenever you do online transfer, it takes 2-3 days until these transactions happen. If you're talking about the transfer of money, it takes 2-3 days. It is to exchange currency, you have to have hold of it, because the Prophet said gold with gold, silver with silver, and wheat with wheat, shayr and barley with barley, and date with date, and salt with salt, equal with equal, and if they are different, then sell any way you want. If it is, as long as hand on hand, so you have to have possession of it. For Amja, they have a decision, or the International Fiqh Committee, about holding it and its forms and its rules. Their decision is holding the money just like it is physically when you take it with your hand, or the you have the hold to control, and how you hold it depends on the situation and what is known in the society. Second, from the forms that they put the money in the customer's account, if was put direct deposit, or if they had a contract between him and the contract when they buy, it is for that person. If they did take some money because of an account they have, whether it is for the benefit of the customer or the new customer, and it's forgiven when they delay the you should not control the currency during the bending period until he had the possession to hold the check. If it has an account that they could do, I don't know. The the insurance, they delivered the because of an accident, they wanted to take it to a workshop. I did not benefit from the transaction that happened. So if it is just a logistical one, whether it's the same amount of towing, whether through the insurance or from the person you did hire, but maybe it is allowed, but maybe you have to go to the expert of the insurance so you will know. So you'll be in clarity on what to do. We'll come to the conclusion. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.